Hey guys, John with Tiny Trucking. Put the Marksman on 4S and had some fun until I was not having fun because I was hearing some clicking coming from the rear diff. So tore everything down and just wanted to show you what I found because it's you know, it's one of those things that happens when you put a crawler on 4S. I realized that the bearing on the inside of the pinion was split in half. You could, I'm not sure if you can really see here. There we go. The inner race of the bearing split in half and dumped the ball bearings all into the rear diff. And so I assumed it was the same bearing as every other truck, and it was a 6x11, but it's a 7x11, and they're really hard to find. So if you're going to put your Marksman on 4S, you might want to grab a couple 7x11 millimeter by 3 millimeter bearings for the diffs, because it's a lot of fun and you're going to want to keep going, but you know, things happen. These are the pieces of the diff bearing, and I'm about to dig in, pull this underdrive out and replace it with a stock one, or not with a stock one, replace the Gen 8 underdrive as well as the bearings, because they just came in. So yeah, we're gonna go to a speedy video of that happening. Here we go. So things are not going together smooth. The new bearing is in, the new gears are in, everything is greased, everything's been put back together twice, and it binds. It binds as soon as I snug up the screws, and I can't fit the washer that goes between the drive shaft and the pinion gear bearing in. It all gets so much worse. So that tells me that that bearing is not sitting far enough in that housing. I'm going to see if I can find a housing, and we're going to come back to this tomorrow. Hey guys, I'm back. We had to get a set of the housing for that bearing because it's just shot. I don't know, it just will not go all the way down. binds up. It's no good. It's no good. So we got a new housing. Gonna see if we can get the bearing in said new housing and get it in and functioning, because I'd really like to drive this truck this weekend. Nothing really going on, but any weekend is a good weekend to go drive trucks. And here in Arizona, it's starting to warm up. We're going from our 60-degree days to it was 78 today. So I want to try to get the crawling in before it gets so hot that we're driving at night just to get out of the heat, because it's coming. Alright, 4 screws, 2 bearings, new housing. I mean, I know there's one for the front and one for the back, but they look identical, so we're going to try this one out first. I can feel the bearing in a little bit more. I think this is just what we needed. Not that I could tell, it looks the exact same. Easy way I can tell is if I put that spacer washer on the inside of the drive shaft. And then I put the drive shaft on. We should know, because it will either bind up nice and tight like it was before. Feels the exact same. It's the exact same. What the fuck? Alright, so the housing did not make a shit of difference, so I'm about to look up at 7x11 by 13 millimeter bearing or 7x11 by 3 millimeter bearing. Seven by 11 by 3 millimeter bearings are the correct bearings. I'm going to chalk this up to gears that need to break in. I can feel a tiny little touch of the gears, but nothing that's alarming, nothing that's binding. They spin over just fine. So I'm going to pop this bad boy back in. Finally. Took me 3 days to find the housing cover. So yeah. Well, that only took 3 days. Should you shear your inner pinion bearing? It's a 7 by 11 by 3 millimeter bearing, and if you spin it and you heat up the case, just replace the bearing. I wish I would have ordered one from the jump. These old gears, you can see ball bearings beat into, so I'm not gonna try and salvage these. They are just real beaten up and out around, and there's no point. So we've got two leftover screws. Ruh-roh. Oh, no biggie. I was hoping I wouldn't have to pull everything out to put them in. We're good. 1, 2. Alright guys, that's the extended cut of how to change a inner pinion bearing on a rear axle of a Redcat Marksman. Total time maybe took 45 minutes. It took me longer to source the correct bearing and replacement case for it than it did to actually do the work. I think it was $7 for the housing and like $6 on Amazon for a pair of the bearings shipped out next day. Not a horrible process. This truck is a blast on 4S. It keeps going. It's got torque with this Holmes combo, which just makes driving on 4S a lot of fun. I don't want to have to do all that again though. So maybe I'll keep it on 3S. Probably not. Probably not. I already got an extra bearing and a whole extra housing if I spin it again. So, you know, I'm not going to beat on it harder and end up busting the front and the rear and buying more parts, but I might keep it on 4S and try to mind my throttle a little more. Yeah. Alright guys, that'll wrap it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. Please comment below if you got any questions. And if you enjoyed it, hit like. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Thanks guys. Have a good evening.